Hey, how we doing today? Always got to wait a little bit till things kind of make. This is David, and happy Friday. You made it through another week, or at least I'm filming this. This is in the morning, so you still got the rest of the day to make it through. But it's been a good one, hopefully. Look, first day of fall was yesterday. Wonderful to finally get the cooler temps, especially if you enjoyed it. And for me, yes, I do enjoy the cooler temps because I always look at it as like if it's colder or cooler outside, you can always bundle up and get warm. Hot, there's only so much you can do, and you run around naked. Even that doesn't get you cool enough. So I prefer the cooler weather. Anyways, if you're new here, I talk about improving your health, wellness, and fitness by working on your body, mind, spirit. It's what I call balancing the triad. Especially when I work on those that are confused about your health and you think it's too late, especially for those 50 and older. Realize you can work yourself to be balanced and healthy in living. So today's topic: does worrying affect your health? I can come at this from different directions. Now, worry, concern, anxiety, kind of use them in a kind of interchangeably, even though there's some differences about them. But for here, we're just going to use them the same. They can come from a variety of sources, and they can affect us in different ways. Now, they can actually be a legitimate health concern about your health. You have high blood pressure. You have this disease. You have this illness. It's going to affect you. So you can definitely be concerned about that. Other aspects, they can be concerned on the outside. Something else just goes on, which in turn you worry about, whether it's finances, whether it's a job or a relationship. Those can be going on in there, and which can in turn affect your health. We'll go over that in just a moment. And there's times to where whatever's going on, even on the factual stuff, here's the fact: you have this condition, it's going inside your head. Or, let me backtrack there. It's actually going on, but what you can do is you can make it 10 times worse inside of your head. Well, worry, anxiety, a lot of stuff is inside of our head. A lot of stuff we make up, we make it a lot worse than what it can be, and there's no reason for it. It just depends on how you choose to cope with it, or how you've been taught to cope with it. Sometimes we don't know. Excuse me. Let's go through and realizing worry, anxiety, no matter what the source is, it does have effect on the body, because we have that constant, for lack of a better term, we'll call it stress. Because stress is the psychological aspect, depends on how you react to it, or lack of. If you're constantly worried, constant anxiety, the fears going on there, you might have, it's usually going to be like increased heart rate. It could create some indigestion in your stomach. All those factors which are going to start taking a toll on your body. It can go through and it can affect your sleep, which means if you're concerned about something, it's worrying, you have a hard time getting to sleep. Lack of sleep affects your entire body overall. If you're concerned, then your health can go down and go down. So I think you kind of got the idea there. I'm just going to make sure what did I put over here? Make sure. So yeah, they can have effect on your health, and whether it's an actual issue or whether it's something minor, all depends on how we choose to handle it. And part of it is, so what can you do about it? So the effect on you again is it can literally have a toll on your body, because if you're always worried, you can have those different hormones, gastro upset, lack of sleep, digestive disorders, nervousness, all that's going to affect your health, especially if you can go over long periods of time. Yeah. I had an issue. I didn't think about it until last night. I felt the difference, which I'll talk about here, is we can have it weighing on our mind. So it's always in the back of our mind, and in turn, we might not focus and get much work done. Our work might not be the best. We might not pay as much attention to our children. We might not pay as much attention to a partner, and it can affect our lives in a variety of ways. One thing to do about it is, okay, one is to realize what's going on, what's your concerns. And again, for me, I had an issue I was concerned about. I wasn't sure how I was going to handle this. I thought I had to do something sooner than what I did. But when I did it last night, I was able to take the steps, okay, because I'm transitioning from here, I'm going to transition over here. I was able to take one factor out. And I realized, oh, that's what's going on here. And I didn't dawn on me till last night. I felt a relief. Matter of fact, I didn't get nothing really productive done yesterday at all. Part of the ways other things came up, it wasn't so much about this, it played a factor. But last night I felt like a weight was off my shoulders. Physically, I felt like the weight was off my shoulders because what I was concerned about, I got at least taken care of. I now know what's going on. And sometimes that might be what it does for you. Concern is finding answers, knowing what's going on. Because for a lot of us, that not knowing, that's where the part comes in. It's like, oh, wow, you don't know what's going on. So you build up a story in your head, which is usually sometimes 10, 100 is worse than what it actually is, but it's not knowing. And I've talked about that before, even when one of the recent videos when I mentioned about when I had the tumor in the sinus, when I had the blocked sinus, didn't know what it was, but I didn't take the steps because part of it was I built a story about what could be taking place, what could have gone on, what had to deal with. I didn't want to get symptoms, I didn't want to deal with it. So I just pushed it aside. But all those you can understand, I think you understand how the worry factors. And even sometimes one of the tips you can do, so you can do without knocking stuff over, is get a journal. Yep, there we go. Journal. I think it says it on there. Or just a piece of paper. And you can write your thoughts out. If you are concerned or worried about something, write it out. So that way there are the concerns, thoughts that are going through your head can at least be out into the open, and you might be able to read them better. And a lot of times in situations like that, when you write in the journal, I recommend, if you're going to do that, write from the third person. So instead of saying, I'm feeling this, I'm feeling that, David is going through this, David's kind of feeling that, because what it does, it gives you a chance to kind of distance yourself from the topic and makes you more observant, so you're more likely to see what's going on, and you're not as mentally connected to it or emotionally connected to it. At least it helps to kind of take a step back. But a lot of times it can be just figuring out, okay, what can I do right now? What are the actual answers? If you're just worrying only without doing anything, that's just all in your head. What are the answers you can find? What are the steps you can at least take? What's the real information? And I'm always going on a tangent, you guys know that. What are the factual information? They take a fact, you create a thought about fact, which in turn creates emotions. Now, whether the thoughts are right or wrong, the emotions are right or wrong, they can be changed. The thought can be changed. It depends what. Because remember, situations don't mean until you sign one to them. What are the actual facts about the situation? And then formulate your thoughts from there. You don't like the feelings you're going, go back to it. Can you apply another thought to it? What are the actual? So the facts are, what can we? Here's what's going on. We can't debate about this. The thoughts we can debate. Okay, you see it as black. I see it as white. There's a gray. There's blue. So the thoughts can be changed. You might have to change your thoughts in that process to realize, to get yourself to remedy what's going on. Okay, I'm hoping all this made sense, but realize the worry can play a factor on your health directly. Sometimes it's about your health, and other times it's external circumstances. Like for me, it was external. And again, I didn't realize it till last night. I realized my shoulders, I just felt like a weight was lifted off me, which that made me realize, oh, I've been feeling a little concerned about this. And they'll let me know. I found the answer, found the truth. I knew what was going on. That helped me out completely. All right. So what can you do about your worry? Sometimes it's just not knowing where some place to start. What's the answers? Now, this may or may not help you, but in the description, you'll find a link to my free Facebook group where I got some little trainings in there. At least might get the thought process going for you, which may help you out. If you're concerned about your health, what can you do about it? That might get you going and provide you with some answers, or at least a direction to start going. So therefore you can help yourself out and maybe alleviate some of that anxiety and worry you got going on. So anyways, longer one than what we normally talk about, but that's the way it went to. So have yourself a great weekend. I know here in Northern California, we're talking a little warm up. I think it's about 93, which is great compared to 2 weeks ago. We were triple digits. So 93, but lows still in the low 60s. So still wonderful time. So again, have yourself a great weekend. I will catch you Monday. Take care and balancing to you. Bye-bye.